Chris Watkin, joined again by Gemma Noonan, who is the Development Director for the Giggs Group, Matt Gigg's estate agency empire. Thanks for joining me today, Gemma. The question I want to ask is this: have UK estate agents got their values and culture wrong? Talk to me.
In some cases, I'm going to assume yes. And I know that some estate agents that we work with in our coaching business, and I would say Matt would probably say a couple of years ago, we had it wrong as well at the Giggs Group. So it's very easy to think about what's important as a business and put 3 words on a wall and then forget about them.
Trust, empathy, caring.
Yeah.
Bollocks.
Yeah.
Excuse my French.
Well, what did we have? We had integrity, commitment, energy, which everyone thought was great because it spelled ice and it was really easy to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no one could tell me why energy. We had some interesting conversations about integrity and whether it should be a core value or whether it should just be something you accept, you know. But I know that no one could have, apart from Matt, would have been able to explain to someone coming into our organisation why they were our core values. So we've gone back to figuring that out and defining a new set of values. But
I mean, what's the value? Are they 3 words, 3 sentences?
It can be whatever you think explains what is important to you as a business. So I think a word is troublesome because it's undefined. So what integrity means, you know, someone could put integrity on their wall and think nothing of making up an offer to, you know, a potential vendor. Well, that, in my book, that's not acting with integrity. So I think defining it is good. So I think being able to say, right, we've got 3 core values, but this is what it actually means to us. So you can...
What, in the case of sitting down in a big room, close the office, that all sounds a bit fluffy to me.
Yeah,
but does this stuff work? Are you really telling me if you get your values, because it's... Am I correct in saying values drive culture? Maybe we can go down that rabbit hole in a second.
Yeah.
Are you actually saying that if you get everyone together, decide the values, which then the culture is a byproduct of the values?
Yeah.
I mean, this is John Paul bangs on this about all the time. Does this shit work?
It does, yeah, absolutely. It does. You know, you need to have something to manage people against, an expectation to manage
like
people
Like
against.
a North Star.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's like values 101 for me. When someone, what are values? It's your North Star. It is what is important to you. And you have to be able to keep coming back to it. You know, we talked about why in another video, you know, and it's about, you know, why are you an estate agent in the first place versus some other career that you could do? Why did you start your own business? You know, and actually sometimes people lose track after a few years and aren't actually sure, or maybe...
I talked to lots of estate agents. I was speaking to one this morning and said they were wondering whether to buy an acquisition or not. And I turned around and said, well, what are you doing this job for? They didn't actually know.
Yeah. And, you know, too many people, and this is not just estate agents, if you know, they might read the Simon Sinek book and they might kind of have a basic idea of what we mean when we talk about knowing your why. But most people will say it's their family or their partner or something like that. And, you know, I find that troublesome because, yes, of course, we go to work, we have mortgages to pay, we want to provide our kids with a good life and be able to send them on school trips and all the rest of it. But why did I go from being a HR director to working with Matt Gigg's? It comes back to values, it comes back to my why, and it comes back to doing a job which is in line with my values.
So how do values affect culture then?
So if you've got the North Star being the values, then that's the why we do things. Then the culture is all about the how we do things. And that's why it is important to define it. You know, so if it's going to be, you know, I was talking to an estate agent recently who was rewriting their values and they had knowledge as one of their core values. And I said, that's great. And I can see from the 2 leading partners why that would be a core value. Problem with picking that as a value is you want all of your team members to demonstrate that knowledge is important to them. and you're going to have to manage them. Again, there's no point sticking that on your wall and telling your clients that you're knowledgeable if you generally have a team who are not very knowledgeable. And yeah, so it's the culture part is about making sure that the way we do things around here is actually in line with the values.
Thank you for your time today, Gemma.
Thank you.